Stand up. Put your hands behind your head. Okay. Chill out. I'm standing. Consider this to be a coup d'etat.
Entering the target area. Target area secured.
Get out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure thing, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Right away, sir. But we just got here. It's gonna take like another 30 seconds for us all to get out this door.
What do we do now? I haven't planned that far ahead. What do you mean you haven't planned that far ahead? Well, I figured we should prioritize capturing them first, and since we outnumber them like 100 to 1, it would be easy to keep them captive, so we would have plenty of time to consider the next course of action. Look, there's no need to do anything drastic. In that folder there is the solution to it. Keep your hands behind your head. Don't touch that. Why? Could be dangerous. Maybe a dirty bomb, maybe anthrax, a coral snake, who knows? You know, ever since the success of the revolution, you've been paranoid and argumentative. No, I haven't. There it is again. If you can't trust your subordinates with even basic tasks, what kind of leader are you going to turn out to be? I potentially just saved your life. What's the point of having my life saved if your government is going to make it even worse? What do you mean, my government? We're going to hold democratic elections. There's no guarantee that I'll be in charge. Well, I thought you said you didn't plan that far ahead. I have long-term goals. You mean you have a gap in your plans that you've overlooked? No, of course not. Listen, I know you're angry. I heard your speech down there, and all I can say is I empathize 100% with your hardships, but I need you to understand that I wasn't lying when I said that progress is being made. You see, I've been looking to our future, the digital frontier. I've been looking into and investing in various simulated civilizations. You see, in there is a new world. In there is our future. In there is our destiny. For example, Minecraft. I've heard you've been starving. Look at these farms. I've heard you lack shelter. Look at these buildings. And it's not only that. I've diversified my virtual portfolio. So look at all this delicious food. What on earth are you talking about? We can't eat virtual potatoes. We can't sleep in digital beds. You see, this is precisely the kind of backwards, short-sighted thinking that got us all into this mess. You need to think long-term gains. Someday, we'll be able to turn virtual potatoes into real potatoes or real stomachs into virtual stomachs, and therefore we can live off of virtual food. Look, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, the world is barren. Nothing is growing. There's famine. Governments across the globe are scrambling, trying to set up these precise kinds of virtual farms to feed their populations. Whereas we have already prepared for this eventuality and are feasting on copious amounts of baked potatoes. And if you're worried about these other future governments invading us for our supply of virtual potatoes, look at this. I'm developing a virtual air force and a virtual army. I have virtual factories producing virtual munitions, which in turn produce virtual jobs. Okay, that's a bunch of nonsense. But just for the sake of argument, what about the short term? The people are starving now. They're freezing now. What are you doing about the people now? Well, if you look in that folder, you'll see that— Shut up about the folder! The more you ask me to open it, the more convinced I become that there's something devious about it. Or maybe it just has an answer to your question. Quiet! Perhaps it is a perfectly innocent folder, but I'm not willing to take any chances today. You are so paranoid. No, I am not. I am simply careful. You'd best take care what words you use with me. Understand? Are you threatening me? Perhaps. You're mad. You're completely mad. Are you saying you don't believe in the revolution? Are you saying you'd rather have him in power? He may be stupid, but you're completely insane. You're not fit to run a country. If you have political aspirations of your own, you can run for office when the time comes. I won't stop you. McClunky. He was my right-hand man, poor fellow. Always was too power-hungry, though. But I never imagined he'd try and stab me in the back. Hey, you there, in the corner. Would you like to be my new bodyguard? Sure thing, sir. I promise I won't shoot you, unless you try to stab me, you know? Alright, let's get down to the business at hand. We are going to hold a trial for the crimes of this reprehensible human being. Get up! Sit him down right here. You know, this really sucks. The court is in session. Do you confess to your crimes? What crimes? Do you have a testimony to provide? Yes. I admit I have wasted the last 2 years doing practically nothing of value. Other than school, of course. Does school count as something of value? No. Okay. Do I get a lawyer? No? I know it's not evidence time or whatever, but I'd like to present to the court this folder. During the past couple of hours before you arrived, me and my assistant I wrote this set of documents that I believe sets out a near-perfect constitution for a government and very well may be the solution to world peace. I think you'll find the contents of this folder absolve me, at least somewhat, of my former laziness and stupidity. This folder here? Yes. I know you haven't historically been particularly keen to open it, but I'm not sure how I can convince you it's safe. Okay, let's try this. All I want is to get out of this alive. So if you can guarantee that I'll get out of this alive, then I will only choose a course of action that ends with me being alive. You following? If after being guaranteed life I still choose to open this folder, that means that revealing the contents of this folder will not result in me being dead, and by extension, you being dead. Understand? Yes. So, can you guarantee that I'll get out of this alive? No. Well, that just ruins it. This could change the world. You could win the Nobel Peace Prize 10 times in a row. You'll be lauded as an international hero, a genius, a visionary. So, will you mitigate my sentence? Of course. The court hereby finds you guilty of the following crimes: stupidity, gross incompetence, gross negligence of duties, gross mismanagement of assets and funds, and being gross in general. The court hereby sentences you to death by means of a lethal dose of coral snake venom. Or, if somehow we can't find a coral snake, we'll kill you some way else. You can't do this. This is a kangaroo court. What laws have you based your verdict on? Where's the jury? I am the jury. Spelunky teaches high-speed crisis management, risk assessment, and emergency self-defense in case of assassination attempt. In case of assassination attempt. And emergency self-defense in case of assassination attempt. Not yet. What? Ah! If I'm not the jury, then I'm the executioner. You let him get away? He survived? Nope. He's as dead as a doornail. Very good, sir. I'm sorry for letting him get away, sir. Now, I can get down to becoming the greatest politician in world history, thanks to this folder. What is that? Open that blasted shutter. I am Joe Biden. I have awoken.